What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another day of wonderful CS2 case market coverage. We are back for I'm not even sure how many day in a row this is here, but we're just going to jump right into things. I don't like to mosey around. Um, there's been a few movers today, and there's been a few that have stayed a little bit stagnant, but some few really surprising movers. And one specifically that we're going to be doing this video today, going a little more in depth on because, as we tour this market day in and day out, there's not going to be that much change day to day. So some days I would like to take time to talk specifically about some cases that are performing really well or I think might have the opportunity to perform really well over time. So we're just going to start into reviewing the prices for a second here on the clutch case. Staying at about 55 cents, might have lost 2 cents even from yesterday. Staying stagnant around the 50-ish cent range. Again, started just before last week at about 50 cents. So not looking too bad there. This is the one we're going to jump into today is the CS2 case. Now, before we jump right into that, I'm going to go ahead and review some of where the other prices went on these other cases. Again, this is just objective reviewing of what's happening on the market every day. I'm not putting my spin on this. This is just what's going down. So the Prisma cases stayed the same or gone down a couple cents in the last couple days. Spiked on the new year, might go down a little bit today or tomorrow. But I expect these to continue growing over the next month. They've stayed really steady over the last month, especially the Prisma 2. If you come in here and look at this, especially last week, really, we've seen good amount of growth, very solid growth on the Prisma 2. Now, this is all very short term. When we're talking week to week, you're not going to see typically, you're not going to see like 20, 30, 40 cents in growth in a week, but anything like 5 cents in one direction or the other is solid change. 2 or 3 cents one way or the other could just be general fluctuation. As you'll see with the Horizon case, it's sat about a buck 50 this week. It's only at about a buck 53 right now. The Danger Zone case is up 5 cents from what we started this week at about $1. So buck five is actually looking pretty good for those danger zones. Went up a lot today. I think it started the day at about 101. So up on that one, the revolver case, this is one I will say is we are seeing tremendous jumps within the last week, like serious jumps. I mean, we started the week at about 266, now up into 283, so almost a 20-cent jump in just 1 week's time. That's pretty incredible. And if you look at what that's going to do over months and months, and I'm not saying it's going to continue with this growth pattern for months and months because that's unrealistic. And we cannot say that that's for sure going to happen. But if you can assume even partial amounts of that growth month to month, which I think we will be seeing because the number of cases will only dwindle as they get opened, as with these rare cases, as they don't drop anymore, at least very, very, very uncommonly. Um, so you're not going to be seeing a lot of these introduced. You're going to see more and more of them disappearing, along with when people buy them to invest. That will drive the price up too, because there will be less and less on the market, and the demand will go up. But yeah, so keep your eye on those. We've seen a 20 cent jump this week in those. On these cases, we've kind of seen some stagnation. I haven't been watching the spectrum as much. Maybe I should be. Maybe not as much. Wow, I've really not been watching the spectrum. Very, very much proved me wrong on that one. 83 to 306 this week. Wow, I was thinking I just saw this at $3 the other day, and that's probably because I did this morning when I was checking it. But wow, golly, um, that's also seen a huge jump. So look at that. The Spectrum case, we're gonna have to come back to that later on. The Chromas. Let's see how we've been doing on these. More tremendous growth to start the new year. I mean, starting at about 56 up to about 69. A 15% growth in that amount of time is a good amount of growth. Let's come through all these here. Holy smokes, folks. We got to start looking at these more. Wow, up to 254, so we're up 14 cents on the Chroma 3s. And with these ones, also you got to keep in mind that are higher priced. Once they get into higher prices, they can move a lot quicker into being higher and higher prices because there's such a less uh, quantity on the market. The demand can fluctuate in a much bigger way. And you'll notice that with cases like the breakout case and stuff like that. But I don't think any of these would be bad investments to get into either. personally, just because honestly, and I say this over and over again, I don't think any case is a bad investment because at least any rare case, because they're only going to be getting open more and more. The supply is going to go down, the demand's eventually going to go up for that case, and because there's less cases, the price is going to go up. It's just the way it is. So these would be good investments too. They could eventually hit $8, $12 in 4 years' time or so. You don't really know just how fast it's going to grow, but anywhere from 2 years, I think we're going to see substantial growth on some of these, like as in at least $2 or more on a lot of these. And within 4 years, we could be seeing even greater than that. Um, but yeah, so in some of these, like the winter offensive weapon case, there's very few in circulation, and as we really start to get onto like now, if it's a better case, if you're at 266, the price is going to be way higher than $8. But because this is kind of a worst case, um, if we start to see this number really, really dwindle down into being like 50, 40, then this $8 figure is going to really shoot up. Especially when there's none of the cases left, because eventually, like YouTubers will do a lot of like I see YouTubers do like opening 100 of every case, or like I watched this one guy did like opening 10,000 cases, and he did hundreds of every case. So when they're going to go and buy through things like that, when there's literally none in existence, there's going to be some even collectors, not even just YouTubers, that want to just have some of every case, or have a stockpile of every case, or of every item or whatever. Um, and if there's literally none on the market, that's really going to drive the price up. So I would watch that $8 to really multiply to 12 or more within the next few years, as there will literally be nothing left. But yeah, so this is what I wanted to get into, the CS20. Now, we saw it drop 3 cents since this started, but that's just three cases that somebody listed trying to offload for slightly cheaper than what the market's offering at. These are the ones I really wanted to take a look at. These are cheaper ones, so you can buy into them at about 770 bucks per thousand, which isn't great compared to when, you like to think about, getting 30 bucks per thousand back in the day when there were 3 cents, but 770 bucks per thousand cases is pretty good. And this is using Steam Market Value. Do your research, folks, and always go to, I would recommend third-party sites like Skinport or something like that, where you can buy directly from sellers. It doesn't go from through Steam, so you can buy them for much cheaper. But I just use the Steam market figures, as these are very reliable, and sort of trackable figures, and solid figures that you can buy. I mean, this is the general market, is the Steam market. So this is what I cover. But you keep in mind, any of these cases you can find cheaper to buy directly from people. It's just harder because you have to trade them directly from people. It's not, but it is what it is. You can definitely find ways around that. So always keep your eye on that. But I'm not promoted by anybody like that. So I'm not going to recommend anything like that. But without knowing, too much on any company. But yeah, with these, we've seen a tremendous jump starting the week at 70 cents, hitting up to about 80 cents where we're sitting now, minus, this one that's offloaded here, 80 cents. And then we're going to be going up into 81. And it's steep, steep decline from there in price the more and more that people buy these. So I expect these to go up. Probably up to $1, in my opinion, within maybe the next 3 months. Just the trend they've been on, and it could have slight decreases over the next 3 months, but then I think it will bounce back and keep growing. CS20, I don't think it has horrible skins, but it doesn't have great ones either. The classic knife is a unique knife, though, and some people do like it. It's not a hated knife like some other knives are, so I think it's a solid buy for what the price is right now, because I definitely do think it's going to jump to $1 soon, and then within 2, 3 years, $1.50, $2, $3. You never know. I can't predict that far into the future. I'm not a wizard, but it's inevitable that there's going to be growth. We've seen it with every single case. It's just a matter of time. So, um, yeah, that's one I really wanted to jump into today, was the CS20. We looked into some other ones that we're going to start keeping our eye on more with the Chromas, and I'm going to have to do some more research because a lot of these I don't have personal investments in. And so back in the day, I didn't really used to watch the market much or pay too much attention. But as I'm making these videos, I'm going to have to start really taking mind of what these prices are in some of these cases, because these are the ones I didn't get on. They were a little more expensive, when I was first buying into the 6 cent cases, just because I felt like it was a better deal to buy the 6 cent ones, and I do think that it was a better decision in the long run. But so I don't really have too much of the memory of how these have tracked in my head for the past few years, but it's going to start now, and we're going to start looking into these cases a lot more. I also want to say a correction. I did mention the Dreams and Nightmares case as being an operations case. That is not true. It was released right after an operation in CS:GO. It is not an operation case, and that is my bad on that one. And again, the more I do these videos, the more and more I'm going to clarify on this small information with the market that I've missed because I haven't played CS:GO itself in some time personally, but I've kept an eye on the market for years since I've been invested. But I stopped playing the game like maybe 5 years ago or something like that. So, um, some of the like specific knowledge about some of the newer cases I don't have, but a lot of the newer cases aren't rare, so it doesn't particularly pertain to investing anyways at this moment. So I just keep an eye on prices and keep an eye on what skins look like and what the prices on skins are and how people feel about certain skins. So that's how I've kept, my eye on the market. If I make any small mistakes on things like that, please forgive me, but we're just here to get better in the future. Thank you all for coming out to another tremendous day of coverage. We're going to keep doing this every single day. Nobody else is doing this like we're doing this. Come out here and subscribe. Come check out the live stream, the live market tracker, so you can look every single day at the growth of the market and see where skins are going, where the cases are going. If you're getting in, let me know on what you're getting in with, what you've got in the market, how you're feeling about the market right now. If you got anything disputing what I got to say, that's completely fine. I want this to be an open and honest discussion because I want everyone to be able to be as successful and make as much money as they possibly can. And I'm just being honest with you about what I've made in this market and where I see this thing going. And that's all I'm here to do for you guys. So thank you all for coming out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.